Hi, in this video I'll show you how to create these icons using Inkscape. We have a search, zoom in and zoom out icons. So let's get started by creating a rectangle using the Create Rectangles and Squares tool. I'm going to click and drag like this. Next I'll change the width and height to 400 pixels. And I'm going to use this option to create rounded corners. I'll type 70 pixels. And I'm going to change the color, for example, to this one. Next, over here I'm going to click and drag to create another rectangle. Then I'm going to change the width of this one to 55 pixels, the height to 165 pixels, and for rounded corners I'm going to type 28 pixels. I'm going to click and drag to create another rectangle. And this one I'm going to change the width to 24 pixels, the height to 55, and I'm going to remove the rounded corners with this option. Next I'll create a circle using this tool, holding down the Control key, click and drag like this. Then with the Select and Transform tool, click on this option over here to keep the aspect ratio and type 190 pixels. Next I'll start the Fill and Stroke tool. From this option over here, I'm going to remove the fill from this circle, go to Stroke Paint and add a flat color, then go to Stroke Style and for the width type 20 pixels. Now I'm going to position these. I'm going to grab this rectangle, position it over here, grab the circle, position it over here. Then I'm going to click and drag like this to select all of these, start the Align and Distribute tool, and use this option to align them on the vertical axis. Next, with these objects selected, I'm going to switch to this tool and I'm going to choose this option. This will allow me to change the color of all of the objects at once. So now I can go ahead and select, for example, white color. And with the Select and Transform tool I can move this over here. I'll click one more time and now I'll be able to rotate this and position it. Then I can also group this using this option. Then I'll click on this, holding the Shift key down to add to the selection the background, and use these two options to align this in the center of the background. Next, if I want to add a shadow, I will click away, then click on this object to select it, Control D to create a duplicate, change the color to black, then Fill and Stroke, I'm going to change the opacity to 20, and I'm going to move this over here, and then use this option to send it one step lower. And we have our search icon ready. By the way, if you want to download these icons as well as the previous icons that I created, the smartphone and the location icon, I'm going to upload them to my Google site. Include a link in the description of the video where you can download them for free. Now if you want to turn this into a zoom in and zoom out icon, first I'm going to click and drag to select this whole graphic, Control D to duplicate it and move it over here. I'm going to click on the shadow and remove it for now. Then with the Create Rectangles and Squares tool, I'm going to click and drag to create another rectangle. Make sure I remove the stroke. Then for the fill, make sure it's white color and the opacity is 100. Now I'm going to change the width to 95 pixels and the height to 20 pixels, the rounded corners to 9 pixels, and I'm going to grab this with the Select and Transform tool and position it over here. And we have our zoom out icon. If I want to create a zoom in icon, I'll press Control D to duplicate this and use this option to rotate it. And now if I want to create a shadow for this, I can select it, group it with this option, Control D to duplicate it, move it over here, change the color to black, 20 opacity, and send it down one step. And now we have our zoom in icon ready. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope that it was useful. If it was, like the video, leave me a comment. If you're new to my channel, visit it for more Inkscape tutorials and subscribe. That's it for this one. Bye.